Hello, hello, hello. This is Cyborg.
And Bumblebee.
And tonight, or today, whenever you listen to this, we'll be talking about
Absolute Batman issue number 7.
This one also has a new art style.
There's a new artist for the new arc.
It's still the same, a new art style. It looks interesting. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite.
It just looks different than it did before.
Yeah, but I like it. We start off with, I'm still going to call him Mr. Freeze.
Yes.
Because that's technically who he is.
Yes.
So we start off with Mr. Freeze talking to his son. Now, in this one, he has a son.
Yes.
And he got some blue eyes, and they some really good blue eyes. They real blue, like ice blue. Mm-hmm. And that'll come into play later. But yeah, so they're talking all this and that, and then we swap to the alleys.
So the part where Victor Freeze is talking to his son, also named Victor, that's in the past in Tanzania. I guess his parents are researchers and they were looking into a glacier. So that's where they were heading. And then the issue cuts to present day and we see Batman's friends kind of, I guess, having a moment to remember another one of their friends that they grew up with.
Right.
Mr. Mitchell Natchez Maloney?
Yeah. Maloney. And yes, that family, the Malonies.
Mm-hmm. The Falcones and the Malonies. And they're there reminiscing about a matches game where whoever's match landed in the box got to choose who had to complete a dare.
And Maloney always chose himself and always won.
Yeah, he was very good at getting his match to land in the box, and a lot of the times he chose himself to do the dares. And we see Edward Nygma,
yes,
Oswald Cobblepot,
yes,
Killer Croc, and Harvey Dent. They're all there chatting it up, reminiscing, and then Bruce shows up,
saying that he was the last person who seen Mahoney.
And he was the last one to see him.
And then we go to the next page where it goes into...
And then we cut to a week prior to this where Bruce is meeting up with Maloney because Maloney is apparently good at forging documents, and Bruce was trying to get some documents to be able to get on the workforce that's building this black site prison thing
that is taking a lot of energy.
That is being built off the coast of Gotham on an island.
Most of you know it as Arkham, but they're going to call it Arkham.
Yes, it's called Arkham. And also, apparently, the city is kind of under a martial law, so there's lots of things happening. Police are everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's a curfew. So he meets up with Maloney, but apparently Maloney decided to get on the workforce himself, so he's been in there working, and he got some information for Batman.
He's been doing his job, digging, and he found gold.
And he, hands Bruce a phone with, information on it. And then all of a sudden, he just kind of, spontaneously just
broke apart. That's what I'm going to call it, because it looked like his forehead started to get holes in it and just fall.
It's like his skin was being eaten away at.
Oof.
I don't know how to explain it.
It looks so cool, but it is so disgusting.
But he essentially dies.
Yeah.
Like right then and there as he's talking to Bruce. And yeah.
And Bruce is like, what? Like, he don't know what's going on. He's confused. He's panicking because that's his friend.
Also, Bruce is supposed to be sitting and recovering. He has a cast on one of his arms.
But Bruce don't know how to sit. So he ends up modifying his cast to have different gadgets on it. And at one point, he has like a what is it called again?
A crossbow.
A crossbow. Why does he need? No. Why does he need a crossbow on a cast? A cast is there and meant for you to heal. You are not supposed to fight with it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Because Alfred Pennyworth was trying to tell him the same thing. Bruce is like, it's only medical, but but Pennyworth left to go handle some business, and I got to working. So he outfitted his cast with the crossbow.
He's not supposed to have that.
So then we kind of cut back to present day, and Bruce is telling his friends that he was the last one to see them, and telling them that the police report was wrong. Whatever they told the public was wrong. And Bruce is like, there was whatever killed him was a biological weapon. And he said that he has some leads that he's working on. And his friends are like, so y'all, you just gonna leave us hanging? Like, we're not gonna talk about it?
And see, Bruce being Bruce, he's like, I don't want to pull you guys in any more than you already are. And then you have Big Bro Croc. Was it Croc who said it? Saying that, so training with me is not pulling me in already?
Well, yeah, they pretty much say that, Batman was a clerk with Harvey Dent.
Mm-hmm.
He trained with Killer Croc.
Mm-hmm.
He slummed it with Oswald Cobblepot.
Yep.
And he learned with Edward Nygma. So he pretty much, a lot, like each person was a key to certain things for him to become Batman.
Yep.
So we got Harvey Dent. He learned, when he clerked with Harvey Dent, he learned the law.
Mm-hmm.
He learned the laws, the way of the law. He trained and got his physical fitness and
fighting style,
fighting skills.
Yep.
With Killer Croc. He learned how to be street smart with Oswald Cobblepot,
which was a good choice.
How to maneuver the streets.
Yep. Not get played.
And then he learned like the science and the engineering and all that good stuff with Edward Nygma.
Yeah.
On how to build all his weapons and things. So all of his friends are kind of already
in there,
already into things.
So what he's saying ain't true. I'm sorry. They are already in it. They just didn't know that they were in it until they were told. Well, they found out he was Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So after all that, it jumps to
so then it cuts to him. So he knows that it's a biological weapon.
Correct.
And the names on there were some names on a list on the phone that Maloney had given him.
Right.
There was Isley, which is Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy. We got Strange, which is I don't know,
Doctor Strange.
No, but it is a doctor in Batman comics. We had Langstrom, which is Man Bat. And we also had Freeze, aka Victor Freeze, is on the list of people that Mitchell Maloney had on his phone.
But it's not the Freeze that we know.
We'll get to that.
So he takes it upon himself to I want to say infiltrate, but technically he literally just walked in the front door.
Yeah, so of those names that were on that list, the only one that had a connection to Gotham was Freeze. So Batman decided to head over to the location that they have in Gotham called VCore. And, he did his research and saw that, this location takes in a lot of power.
Yep.
A lot of power.
A lot.
So he goes he gets there, but then he walks in the door and kind of plays himself as a city inspector. Even though it's the middle of the night and technically they're supposed to be on a curfew, but that works.
No one questions it.
So he, gets in and he sees there's a mammoth, there's a saber-toothed tiger, and a scarab.
That is correct.
A beetle frozen.
Now they're in blocks of ice. Probably not even blocks, probably like glaciers. It's a lot of ice. And they're just being put in a stasis right then and there to be looked at and kept as is.
And as he's looking, Victor Freeze comes in and is talking to him.
Now again, this is not Victor Freeze that we know. This is the junior. This is the kid.
We'll get to that.
I don't care. It's already been told in the beginning. So yes, I have to iterate it.
But yeah, so he's talking and he's kind of just telling him about, he's like, oh, the mammoth was from here and the tiger was from Siberia and we got the beetle from here. We got it moved over here from wherever. It was a pain because we had to make sure the ice stayed cold.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because if that ice melts, whatever's coming with that animal, it's coming at you.
Mm-hmm. And he, tells Bruce that, Dr. Freeze and his wife collected all kinds of wild specimens. And then Bruce is like, oh, so they still oversee things here?
And he just said, sorta.
Victor and Nora Freeze. And he said, I guess you could say that. And he hits a button and he says, and we see them in some ice. And he said, I'm their son, Victor Jr.
Bum, bum, bum.
And apparently the whole purpose of this company is that, rich people that are dying and want to be frozen until there's a cure. They come here and they get frozen until there's a cure for whatever was killing them. So there's a whole bunch of people frozen, and that's why they need all that power to keep all this ice cold.
Makes sense, but I don't know how good that is, how good of an idea that is, because all it takes is just somebody breaking the circuit of it and everything just melts.
Probably. But I mean, that's something that could possibly happen, but apparently that's not happened yet.
Correct.
And Bruce is like, oh, okay, has anyone actually been revived? And he said, yeah, me.
What?
And he proceeds to tell Batman that when he was little he had a rare terminal disorder. And I guess they looked to the ice to save him. And it did. It did save him, but it also turned him into a monster.
Yeah, it changed him.
And there's, Bruce is looking around and there's information about a bacterium. The ice preserves microorganisms.
Mm-hmm. And
Bruce is like, so it's not a matter of where the bacteria that killed Matches came from. It's a matter of when. No. So he's thinking that whatever bacterium that killed Matches is probably something or included in one of these ice, that they've collected, preserved from different parts of the world from many, many years ago.
Right.
And that Mr. Victor Jr. kind of turns into a monster and kind of grabs Batman.
And says, let's go to the Frost World or something like that.
Now to the land of ice we go.
Same difference. It's creepy.
So I think Batman's in trouble.
Get your hands off me, you darn dirty ape. Sorry, wrong character.
Batman's in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's how the issue ends.
On another cliffhanger, but this time we're going to the land of ice.
So we'll have to find out what happens to Batman in the next issue. Yeah. I don't think it looks good because,
I think he'll be okay.
Looks like he is getting infected with some ice or something.
He will be fine. He's always fine.
But we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yep. But in the meantime, guys, you guys check out your local comic book store. Also, if you can't make it to the comic book store, you should definitely check out this app called
DC Infinite.
And you can read any, and I do mean any comic book. And you can also catch up with us on this whole Absolute series from Superman to Batman, even the newer ones that just came out. Check them out. Is there anything else to add, Bumblebee?
No, that's it for now.
All right. You guys take care. Be safe. Peace.